This is Alex Perez,
I'm Mike Morales.
and you're watching Sipping Off the Cuff from TequilaAficionado.com. And we are tasting Mi Buen.
Mi Buen. That's even hard for us to
I keep getting
Hispanics
it
to
wrong.
say. We want to say Mi Bien because
Muy bien or
yeah.
muy bueno.
Yeah,
Muy bueno.
but it's
I sound like a gringo.
Mi Buen, and
Which is fine if you want to call it.
yeah, you know, MB, you know, call it by the initials.
My good.
My good. And we're going to try the Reposado. Again, this tequila comes out of the producer is La Cofradia, and for those of you who are familiar with that distillery, you know, it has a distinctive stamp on a lot of it different brands. One of our favorites, and we're going to try the Reposado, which has been pre-poured in our handy dandy glasses, and it's a lighter straw color.
A real light straw.
Yeah, as you can see, this is the Reposado. It's very light. It doesn't spend very long in the barrel. We don't have any POS material that came with this. It is imported by a company in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Albuquerque, and it's pretty though. It's a pretty color. It's kind of dainty, you know. For a it's a dainty, you know, color for a Reposado.
Yeah, what do you get in the nose?
Oh, now this is way sweeter.
Yeah.
This is very sweet. That's something I didn't get before, but yeah, it's sweet on the nose. Wow, that's a big difference.
Yeah, it's very sweet on the nose. Some caramel, a lot of caramel.
Yeah.
Almost too much caramel for me.
Yeah, this was not something that I picked out before when I've had this. It was actually served in a champagne flute, so it's very different from this tequila glass that we're using, which is an actual tool that's designed to be used for primarily reposados. I know we talked earlier that a lot of us prefer it on blancos as well. It's very sweet.
Yeah, so it's sweet on the nose. I'm just getting a lot of caramel. Let's try it. Good entry, coats the palate. I'm getting a lot of sweetness in the palate.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, folks. Just using the handy dandy spit bucket.
Handy dandy spit.
It's actually very sweeter than I had anticipated. It's almost oversweet.
Mm-hmm.
That's really unusual.
It's a little sweet for my palate. And right at the end, I can pick up the caramel. It's really candy-ish,
mm-hmm.
if you will.
Mm-hmm. I even picked up, I don't know if I'm crazy or what, but I picked up a little bit of a lemon in there. Lemon zest, maybe. But yeah,
no.
It's much sweeter than I remember it. So
yeah, it's really sweet.
It's even more sweeter than the nose. So it's it's more aggressive on the palate than it is on the nose.
Yeah,
the sweetness.
I don't think this is coming from the barrels.
No, no. Yeah, this is when I had it in the champagne flute, I had considered it being enhanced, manipulated with ingredients that are allowed by the CRT and by the normas, the laws of you know that regulate and process tequila. It's not going to hurt you. It just definitely gives it a different flavor profile. It's just a surprise how sweet it really is on the entry. It's much sweeter than it is on the nose. And maybe with on the rocks, with the water would change it a little bit.
Yeah, it's don't get me wrong. I think it's a good reposado.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not my personal style.
Mine either. In
It's
fact,
a little on the sweet side.
I've had añejos that were this sweet. This is a surprise for me to have a reposado this sweet, and I'm not getting the smoke that I did on the blanco. Yeah, it's got a much sweeter nose.
So would this be a gateway?
Oh, sure. It would be a nice sipper. Again, depending on the market that you're looking at, maybe the female market. Those of you who are not familiar with tequila in general and want to try something new, this is definitely it's sippable. It's definitely sippable.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what it would be in a cocktail. I'm not sure if you'd lose the nose in a cocktail.
It'd be interesting. I don't get the smokiness that you're talking about.
It's glassware, folks. It really is the glassware, because the first time I had it in champagne flutes. There was a definite smokiness that I'm not getting here. But I didn't get the sweetness that I'm getting now. So this is a big surprise for me.
Now, do you prefer the smoky?
I prefer the smoky. And that's just my preference. I prefer smokiness because even if it gives the impression of a more traditional tequila, I prefer the smokiness or the caramel overbaked, caramelized agave. Which if you walk a thin line with that, because if you caramelize your agave, you're gonna mess up the whole thing. It just gets bitter. And this is definitely a good gateway tequila, I think, for anybody who wanted to impress a girlfriend.
Good.
Yeah, I think it's worthwhile looking after. Again, this is Mi Buen Reposado from La Cofradia, 1137. I'm Mike Morales.
I'm Alex Perez. You're watching Sipping Off the Cuff for Tequila Aficionado. And as always, we recommend to sip wisely.
But this is based on physics, ladies and gentlemen. It's not a gimmick. And basically what it does is it shoots air through this little receptacle here that made noise.
So what was it noise that
It's just oxygen going through. It's just letting it through. There's if you look,
so
there's
the weight of the liquid is being forced through the
but it's the lever. There's a lever that goes up as opposed to down. See? And that going up forces it to be oxygenated. So now you have an instantly opened up, aerated sample of tequila.
The Venturi just opened it up. That's what it did.
Yep.
How about taste?
Let's see what we get.
That's amazing.
Is this the same booze?
That's very different on the palate.
It's very different. Everything is sharper, in my opinion. What do you think?
It is sharper.
It's sharper, hotter. You feel the pepper. You feel more of the
peppers pop out in your mouth.
The more herbaceousness. Now you know that this is a lowlands tequila.
Wow.
In my opinion, without the aerator, the flavors were muted. The bouquet was there's what the aerator does for me, if I can term it as anything, it takes the static out of it, clarifies your radio station. All right, it takes the static out of your cable television. It's way sharper. It's the difference between shooting in film and shooting in HD. We're tasting in HD, ladies and gentlemen. I think we're
watching us in HD.
We're watching us, and now you're tasting it. If you could get any closer, you'd be able to smell it. So give it a try. Venturi aerators.